Welcome to the Michigan Runner Show. Join us each time as we explore the people, the places, and the events that shape our great sport.
Okay, well, we have high school champion in his day for the pole vault, Jim Brewer, who went to a Phoenix high school and graduated there in 1957 when Phoenix was still a small town. He's only 3 high schools back then. But he did some great things in his day. So tell us about your high school career and a few other things, especially about growing up in Phoenix back in the 50s.
Well, I grew up in a kind of it's like some land and dirt road. My parents were hard workers, but we didn't have much. And so when I started pole vaulting when I was in 6th grade, I did this because my next door neighbor was interested in sports. He was 2 years older than me, so we started doing stuff. And one of the things we did was high jump. And so we built a high jump pit in my backyard with some grass and a couple sticks for the raise the bar up on. A hole in the ground for the box, and he could out-jump me. Ernie could out-jump me. He was 2 years older than me, and I didn't like it. So I walked to the garage, and I picked out a galvanized 10-foot pole, actually a pipe that my dad had in there, and so I brought it out. He says, what are you doing, Jimmy? I says, I'm going to try and jump with this pole, because I can't out-jump you, high jump you. And that's how we got started.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
Well, that's what you did back then.
Yeah. And
that would have been in what, about 54?
Yeah.
50, 53, 54?
Yeah, 54, yeah. Someplace along there. But then he started doing the same thing. And that's how we got started. We went from 4 feet, 5 feet, 6 foot, finally went up, kept going. He went to high school. I was still in grade school. And we switched poles. We had some poles made out of wood, and they broke. And I got a pole out of a tamarack tree and used it until it broke. And then we got a big mahogany pole. It was too heavy. And finally, a coach from the elementary school, he was interested in pole vaulting, but he had an aluminum pole. So he brought the aluminum pole to me and said, "Here, you guys are pole vaulters now. You need a good pole." So it was a 10-foot aluminum pole. So then I went from there. Then Ernie, my buddy, went to high school, and he was a sophomore. I was in the 8th grade, and he says, "Hey Jim, why don't you come up to the high school and see what you can do up here with the pole vault?" Because they had sawdust and they had a regular pole vault pit, and so that's what I did. And Jim Stanglin was the coach then. And he says, "Who's this guy over here trying to pole vault?" He says, "Well, it's my buddy. He's in the 8th grade." And I jumped 10.6 that day, and that was would have been second on the varsity team at the high school. So he says, "Okay," and he was really impressed. I had Levi's on and a T-shirt and barefoot, and so it went from there. And then when I became a 9th grader, then of course I was in high school with Ernie, and Ernie was 2 years ahead of me, like I said. He won the state meet that year. And I got 3rd place, and I wasn't too happy about it. And so there was another track meet after the state meet at our school, and it invited the 10 best athletes in each event to the high school to have this big track meet. So he went out and had fun. I worked my butt off climbing the rope. I could climb the rope in 4 seconds flat. And so he, when he got back, he says, "Okay, we're ready for this track meet, this Lou Greenway track meet." Well, I beat him, and I beat everybody else. In fact, I beat everybody by 6 inches. I jumped 13 feet 6 inches, which was the best jump in the nation for that year.
And that was in 9th grade?
9th grade, yeah. So.
You jumped that high enough?
But I was still jumping barefooted, steel pole, landed on sawdust, and that's basically. And I was written up in Sports Illustrated when I was a freshman in high school over that
what
that
year
jump.
was that? That would have been, what,
50,
55?
55, yeah.
That's awesome.
54 actually. 54, yeah, 54. That was the first year of high school.
Yeah. And then what did your next 2 years produce?
Well, next year I broke the national record. I jumped 14.2. I was the first vaulter to jump 14 feet in high school,
Yeah.
and I also did that with a steel pole and land on sawdust and all this. It was the old style of vaulting. And then from there, next year I broke the record again. And then my senior year, I jumped 15 feet, which was the first high schooler to jump 15 feet. And so that's basically kind of my story. And Vern Wolf was my coach. And so he's a good guy, and he always looked out for me. He called me champ, and he did everything he could to help me. So that's basically how it was. Then I got a scholarship to SC, got married. It's a mistake. And then from there,
Now you tried out for the Olympic team. What, that would have been in 60?
that was 60. I got fourth place, and needed to be in the top three to make it. So I just had a bad day. The runway was grass, and well, it's grass for everybody too. But it's just that I just had a bad day.
Did you try out in 64 or 60 was it?
No, that was it. When I finished college, I had to get a job.
Yep.
Had to get a job, and I was still married, and then that didn't work out, and just so that's my story. But I did win the NCAA track meet.
Now, what year was that?
That was 61.
Oh, in 61, so after the Olympics.
Yeah, next year.
Yeah, but back then it was hard to stay in sports.
It was very difficult. You either had to have a lot of money in the family, which I didn't have, and I don't blame them, but I didn't. I had to work.
Yeah, and then there weren't all the training facilities there's now. Now you can train every day after work.
Oh yeah.
There's a million.
it's a
I trained, even in my day, people started having. I trained every day after work.
Yeah.
Well, the Olympics and track, it is an achievement.
Yes, it was.
It's not the NFL.
No, it's not.
And most athletes are broke 3 years after retirement.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I was
awesome. You were a great pole vaulter.
I still feel very lucky. I had the right people around me, and Vern Wolf had to chase me off the track every night because I was always the last one there. And I think that kids can be whatever they want to be if they try hard enough. Because I'm just an ordinary guy, but I worked harder than anybody.
When you're young, anything is possible
Yeah,
with hard work.
anything's possible.
I barely made track team. I just kept working.
Yeah.
I wasn't anything in high school.
Yeah,
I just kept working.
Exactly. And so that's what I pound in the kids when I talk to them. I tell them all the time. I'm not a special guy. I'm just a guy that worked hard. That's all. So.
Yeah. Were you in Boy Scouts?
No.
I was in Boy Scouts as an Eagle Scout.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh man.
I tell people be an Olympian. Be an Eagle Scout was precursor to becoming the Olympian.
Yeah, right, yeah.
5 years to become an Eagle Scout, 10 years to become an Olympian.
Yes, right. Nice going.
Well, anyway, but great story. And did you ever meet Bob Richards?
Yes, I did.
I met Bob Richards, 25 years ago.
Bob Richards
in Texas,
Bob Richards came to my house, and and I worked
great
out.
Guy.
I worked out with him. He's a great guy. Went to his church, and
He's a lot of fun.
He's a lot of fun. Lots of fun.
Well, you're gonna love it. He did the all-around athlete after he won the Olympics.
Yeah.
He did the all-around athlete contest. You
Right.
know what he said the hardest event was? The 1 mile walk.
Yeah. Hey, that's a tough sport.
Walking's hard work.
That's Ed is the guy's name. I just remembered his name. Ed Bowling.
Ed Bowling, I knew Ed.
You knew Ed?
He had and this me out, but he had a heart attack.
He
went to
did?
the
Really?
LAPD.
Yeah, I know that.
Well, anyway, so I'll let you tell. But anyway, great interviewing you, and congratulations.
Okay.
Great story about growing up in Phoenix.
Yeah.
It's heyday.
Yeah.
Well ended.
It's heyday.
Super.